So xBratAI, want to talk today about correlated moves. So in the space of 6 hours just recently, crypto and Forex shorts, we had 4 trades in 6 hours with a 75% win rate. The system is balanced, but it also looks for these correlations. I'm going to talk about those for a little while. So first of all, on Wednesday the 29th, 11:40 a.m, we start to see, so I'm trying to visualize this for everybody, that this is a chart, so it's easy to visualize it. Look at the time frame, 25 minutes. So this is our anchor time frame. It's a multi-dimensional system, remember, so it's just one of the time frames that's feeding this. You see these vertical lines here coming in. This is the confluence building up, and then we got the short entry at this point, and then we were updating our users with those push notifications to adjust stops until this was taken out and profit was taken. So again, keeping it real, this is all live data. So the win rate for XRP at the moment is 65%. There's been 20 trades, so it's always 20 trades. So what we do is the next trade that comes along, it knocks the oldest one off, and that's how we keep that data set live and current and understand those current win rates and everything like that. Average time in trade is 8 hours 54 minutes. So we were starting to get some good shorts, but now the correlations really come in. So I want to talk about some Forex pairs and gold, because these correlations are very important for our system to understand where we are with our multi-dimensional look at moves. So this is Euro US dollar. This was a great move. It was a trade on the app, and it, you know, these are all real trades. Visually representing this, the anchor time frame is 8 minutes. Okay, so at this moment in time, the system's trying to get the groove with the anchor time frame and then the corresponding time frames for that confluence, for that multi-dimensional view. So this was a great looking trade. We got that confluence, those vertical lines building up on different time frames, that multi-dimension, and eventually we got that order, and that push notification was sent out to go short, and then we managed the trade very, very well, and that's when we got out. So again, we're graphically representing this. So this win rate at the moment, Euro US dollar, is 80%, which is good. The time is important here. So this move, we got in this downward move against the US dollar around about 1:32 was that final 1:32 a.m. UTC. So now we go to a correlated pair. So when the Euro US dollar goes down, invariably the GBP US dollar goes down. But the system had selected a 14-minute anchor strategy, anchor time frame. The other time frames leading into that correlation were lower than that, but this was the anchor time frame. So we still got in this trade. It was still a winner, but we were later into that correlated move. The move started up here around about 1 a.m. Remember, we were Euro US dollar about 1:30 a.m. But because the anchor time frame was slightly later, it was still a winner, but we didn't get as much as we could out of it. So the system's going to learn from that, and when the AI runs every weekend, it will learn from these and will select better time frames for those correlated moves. Again, we're talking multi-dimensions here, something that a human being couldn't actually decipher, and try and adjust these combinations for confluence to get this right. So this time again, we've got a 70% win rate on GBP US dollar, 10 longs, 10 shorts. That's very unusual, but we're 50-50 on those directional trades. So again, but this time, if we look at the bottom of the chart, it goes in a little later. We're about 0236 by the time this goes in, so we're quite a lot later into the move. And again, this is down to that anchor time frame strategy. System will learn and adapt and adjust for the following week. Now we go to gold. So if the Euro US dollar goes down, GBP US dollar goes down, the correlated move on gold is down. But in this situation, we'd had a 20-minute time frame anchor strategy. So it's the same move down that we got in Euro US dollar much earlier and GBP US dollar a little later on. But this time frame, this was a loser. Okay, so the only way an AI can learn in some situations is if it gets it wrong. So that evolutionary learning then decides that yes, these correlations are back in tune now, because remember this, we've had a lot of chop just recently because of this around war, but now we're back in tune with these correlations. So now we can start to revert back to very similar time frames for that anchor strategy, for that multi-dimension. So this one was a loser. Okay, it took us out, but again, overall with this system, keeping it balanced, we're still got a 90% win rate on that gold. So it's still a good win rate. It just probed, it got it wrong, but it's going to learn from that. So in reality now, this came in, if you look at the bottom of the chart, at 4 a.m. It was too late in the move. The system will learn from that. Correlations are back in the groove now, so we can expect that these anchor strategy timeframes will be very, very similar rather than far apart. We've gone from 8 minutes to 20 minutes. So, in the percentage times, that's quite a big difference, but we are seeing those correlations come back in. So this was xBratAI. Just wanted to let you know, and again, I try to do these every week and comment on that behavior to really try and visualize for everybody what are these behaviors are like, how the AI is going to interpret them in theory, and then get those algorithms recalculated from that AI and rerun ready for the following week. So again, 4 trades in 6 hours with a 75% win rate. This is good. The system is still balancing and is still getting things right. And now we're coming out of that choppiness and getting into that correlations where the normal correlations are correct. We should start to see those start to come closer together across those correlated Forex pairs, and indeed all of the futures and crypto. So check out the links below if you're not involved with xBratAI already. It's available on Android and Apple, and we do have a web app version as well. So check out xBratAI.com.